sounds clear.
It's fine now, right? Okay, sure. Okay, guys, let's start the session without any further ado. Before I start, a formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. I teach courses like Certified Ethical Hacking, Web Application Pen Testing, and ECSE, EC Council Security Analyst. Okay, now the course that we are taking a demo on today is the first foundational course on EC Council for people who are completely new to cybersecurity. Okay, the course is named as CE8, Certified Ethical Hacking, and the version of it is version 11. Every year the version updates by a number. Therefore, the latest version that is running right now is version 11. Okay, and before I start the demo, this is a common question that I ask all the students just to get their perspective on the common word hacking. So according to your perspective, guys, or your point of view, what do you think hacking is? Again, guys, let's keep the session a bit interactive and fun. Let's keep it two-sided rather than having this only on one-sided. Okay, so anyone who wants to explain me what hacking is in their own terms. Again, not asking for definitive answers, guys. Whatever comes to your mind, that's okay. Okay, you won't be charged for wrong answers. Okay, guys, let's keep this a bit interactive and fun rather than keeping this one-sided. So anyone who wants to answer what is hacking, via the voice or via chat, anything is fine, guys. Don't worry, don't need definitive answers, whatever comes to your mind. Whenever you've seen the term hacking or heard about it in movies or whatever it be, what do you think is happening? What is hacking according to you?
To process to access information without permission.
Okay, great answer, Sajid. That's a pretty apt answer. Anyone else?
To access information of one device from another device through connections.
Okay. Accessing information of other devices. Okay, perfect answer. Monica as well. Any other answers, guys? Devendra, Ganesh, Manwant, Tushar. Anyone else? I hope I'm perfectly audible, guys, to everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys, basing on your answers itself, let me just define it out. Again, your answers were perfectly right. There's nothing wrong in them. Okay. But just to expand on a bit further on that, hacking is nothing but the procedure of trying to get access to information systems. And this is done without the permission and the knowledge of the person on those systems, whether it could be an individual or it could be an organization, doesn't matter. And this information system also could be anything. It could be as small as a mobile device to as big as a web application server or a database. Hackers try to get access to these servers or these individual devices without the permission and without their knowledge, okay, without the knowledge of the person who is owning these systems. And this is performed by hackers for their own benefit. Okay, so that once they get access, they can steal the data, destroy the data for fun, or just sell it on the dark web for their own financial benefit. Now, if hacking seems such a malicious task or a criminalistic job, why do we have a course called ethical hacking is the question. Because ethical is something which is completely legal. And how could hacking be legal? It's the main question that arises, right? So if I had to define what ethical hacking, on the other hand, this is nothing but the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay, a vulnerability is nothing but a flaw or a loophole or you could say a weakness in the information system. And your job as an ethical hacker would be to find this weakness in those systems. And this is done with the permission of the organization. So you follow all the policies, all the regulations, and all the laws of the organization. And with their permission, you try to hack into their systems or try to find the vulnerabilities. Once you find the vulnerabilities, you report them back so that that organization can take a note of them and apply the appropriate patches with it. Once the patches are applied, the vulnerability is shut down, it is closed over there, and that closes the possibility for any hacker to cause any further harm. Okay, because hackers also use the same vulnerabilities to attack a target system. So your job as an ethical hacker would be to raise a hacker to get the vulnerabilities first and to report them so that they can be patched up. Once it is patched, you close all the pathways for the hacker to cause any harm. And thereby, with the help of ethical hacking, you're trying to increase the security of the infrastructure rather than causing any harm. Is this clear, guys? What is hacking and what is ethical hacking? And what is the main difference between these two perspectives or the objectives? Any questions up to this part for anyone? Sajid, Monica, Tushar, Devendra. I hope I'm audible, guys, for everyone.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, someone was asking a question, I guess. Did someone ask a question, guys? Okay, fine. No problem. Let's proceed further. Now, depending on these two terms, I can define the various types of hackers as well. There's three categories. So there's someone known as a black hat hacker, there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and finally there's someone known as a white hat hacker. So the black hat hacker is the villain of the story, the malicious guy who performs hacking for his own benefit. On the other hand, the hero of the story is your white hat hacker, also known as an ethical hacker, who performs hacking for for the company's benefit, okay, to find the vulnerabilities and report them back. And this is done to increase the security. Okay. In between, there's a gray area. There's someone else known as a gray hat hacker. This guy has both the qualities of a black hat hacker as well as a white hat hacker. Now, like a black hat hacker, he doesn't ask for permission before hacking. But once he finds a vulnerability, like a white hat hacker, he reports it back. He does not take advantage of it. It does not cause any harm, but he reports it. But obviously, he would not do it for free. He would do it in return for a bounty. Now, that bounty could be anything. It could be a prize money award, a reward in money or financially, or any mention in the Hall of Fame, so that he can have reputational benefit. Okay, so that he can gain recognition. One second, guys. Someone has asked the chat. The difference between CH11 and CH11 practical. The only difference, one is in the examination. The course contents are the same. You'll have the same course content. You'll have the same course, nothing. In CEH, you will have a theoretical exam. So you'll have 125 questions or multiple choice questions. And in practical, you'll have to do the practical to pass the exam. Okay, so you have to practically hack into a system that they give you and apply all the concepts that you learn in a practical sense to qualify in the exam. In theoretical exam, you'll only have 125 questions, multiple choice questions. You have to select the correct option. That's the main difference in the examination. Course contents are same. There's no difference in the course contents. How you qualify the certification is how you write the examination. That's different. Is that clear? Manwant? Okay, perfect. Now, whatever type of hacker it be, whether that be a black hat hacker, gray hat hacker, or a white hat hacker, they perform hacking in a systematic fashion. They follow a set of specific procedures. Okay, and that set of procedures is known as hacking cycle, or it can also be called a cyber kill chain. So in your penetration testing field or your ethical hacking field, cyber kill chain is very important. And any penetration tester or any hacker or ethical hacker follows the same set of procedures. Now, various organizations categorize these into various number of steps. But if I have to sum it up and if I have to be very straightforward, there are 5 important steps for hacking or ethical hacking. First step is known as information gathering. Okay, it can also be called as reconnaissance or footprinting. Second step is scanning. It can also be called as enumeration. Third step is gaining access. Fourth step, maintaining access. Last step, reporting or clearing traces. Now, the reason I've specifically mentioned or in the last step is because that is where it makes all the difference between a white hat hacker and a black hat hacker. If you're a white hat hacker, you try to report all the procedures taken. Okay, so whatever steps you have taken, you make a report and you submit this report to the organization. If you're a black hat hacker, a malicious guy or a criminalistic guy, you would not generate a report, obviously, but you try to remove all the evidences. You try to remove all your footprints. This is nothing but clearing traces. Okay, so now we'll basically discuss each of these steps one by one, so you have a clear picture of what we're going to learn in the course. Okay, anyone has any questions, guys, up to this part? There's someone who's unmuted their mic. Okay, sure. So the first step itself, as the name itself says, is information gathering. Okay, as the name itself says, information gathering is nothing but trying to gain as much information possible about the target passively. What I mean by passively is that you get this information from third-party sources. You don't make any active connections with the target. You don't contact the target organization. You get the information from other third-party sources. Okay. Now, this is a very crucial step if you perform information gathering.
Excuse me, sir.
1 second, guys. Yeah. Does someone have a question?
What are you studying, sir?
Hello. Hi.
What are you studying?
Rohan, yeah, you have attended Certified Ethical Hacking CEH version 11.
Page number?
Page number, there's no page number. These are slides. So we are at the 3rd slide.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So I have to make notes?
If you want to, there's no compulsion of that. I'm not going to charge you if you don't make it. Or if you
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You are so sweet, sir.
Sure, guys. So coming back to the session, when we talk about information gathering, as I've already told you, this is trying to gain as much information as possible about the target. Okay, and this information is gained passively. Now, when you're talking, if your target is, for example, Wipro.com, you would not make any contact with Wipro, you not send any package to Wipro servers. You try to get information about Wipro from other third-party organizations. Okay, so your main question would be, Shoaib, what kind of information are we trying to gain over here? And this is the information as follows. Okay, so you try to gain information like the IP address information and the range of IP addresses. So if we take Wipro, for example, we try to understand what is a Wipro's main server's IP, what are the IP addresses of the other servers, range of IP addresses, like for the mail server or for the DNS servers, and who is records to understand who is hosting a Wipro.com web application. Okay, on whose service is Wipro being hosted? Is it GoDaddy? Is it Big Rock, or who it is? Then their DNS records to understand what IP addresses. To understand what IP addresses are being used by their other different servers, then their employee details, like their contact numbers, their email addresses, the usernames and passwords and stuff. Rohan, I'm going to mute you. If there's any questions, you can unmute yourself. Okay. So because so that the others don't find any interference in the sound. No problem. No worries, guys. So, okay. And after that, we try to find the domain names and the subdomains, like what subdomains are held by Wipro and their operating system information. And if possible, the usernames and passwords of their different web applications. Okay, if I show you a very basic example, let's say if I wanted to find the email addresses of let's say employees of Wipro, so I can go to a website like hunter.io. Okay, this is a website which is capable of giving you the email addresses of any organization, of the employees of any organization. If I search for Wipro over here, Wipro.com, you can notice I've got 1400 results, and these 1400 results are nothing but the email addresses of the Wipro's employees, and you can notice their email addresses. Okay, now I've not contacted Wipro, I've not done anything to Wipro servers directly. I'm getting this information from a third-party source like hunter.io. Okay, so in such a way, there's a lot of different websites that only security researchers or security pen testers know about, and from there we can get all that information for free. Okay, some sources are paid where you have to make a payment to get this information. I'll show you both the methods, both the paid methods as well as the free ones. Okay, and then after information gathering is done, then you go with the next step, which is scanning. Now, scanning is an advanced step where you make active connections with the target rather than being passive, and you try to get that information. Okay. Now, in scanning, the main objective, as I mentioned, is to gather more information by making active connections. Now, there's three types of scannings basically. There's network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, we try to figure out on the target organization what all servers or what all devices are active. So from our device, we can actively scan what all servers or what all devices are active. On those devices, you perform port scanning to figure out what services are running, what applications are running, and then finally you perform vulnerability scanning to check on those applications or on those services, are there any vulnerabilities on which you can attack? Okay, so for these, we have very important tools like Nmap and Nessus. So if I show you a very basic example, I have a tool called Nessus. Nessus is a vulnerability scanning tool. This is usually used in the organizations. Okay, and this is not a free tool. Organizations purchase these tools to check for vulnerability scanning. Okay, and there's a 1-year subscription for $3,000. Again, guys, as pen testers, we don't need to purchase this. It's a free trial version. Okay, and I'm running Nessus on my own local machine as well, on the IP of my own local machine IP, localhost port 8834. This is how your Nessus page looks like. Okay, once I log into this is how your Nessus would look like, and you can perform scanning in your organization. So in a real-time scenario, whatever tools I'll be showing in classes, guys, these are real-time scenario tools. You'll be using these tools in a real-time environment in your organizations as well. So Nessus is a very good tool for performing vulnerability scan. And you can notice this has different templates: basic scan, advanced scan, malware scan, mobile device scan, web application scan, check for vulnerabilities on websites, and so on. Okay, once you perform a scan, your scan results are shown automatically in such a fashion. As you can see, this shows all the vulnerabilities, the critical vulnerabilities, the high vulnerabilities, and so on. Once you get a vulnerability, you can understand how to attack it as well. It gives you a basic description. Okay, again, don't worry if this is too complex at the moment, but this is what is done in a real-time scenario, where you perform scanning and you check the scan results and you try to attack with the scan. This is nothing but vulnerability assessment or penetration testing. This is the first part. You perform scanning first in automated and manual methods. And after scanning is done, you wait for the results. And depending on those results, we try to attack the organization servers and check whether the results in the scanning are correct or just false positives. Okay. After scanning is done, then we go to the next part, which is gaining access. As I've told you, penetration testing. This is a huge concept. There's a vast variety of topics in this. The first topic that we'll discuss is system hacking, where in system hacking, I'm going to show you how to hack or bypass or crack into any Windows operating system password. So if there's Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, or Windows 10, I'll show you how you can crack that password. Or if you're unable to crack it, if you're unable to understand what the password is, how can you bypass? How can you completely delete the password? Okay. After that, we'll learn about malware. Now, malware is nothing but malicious softwares. I'll teach you practically how these malwares are created and how do you defend yourself from these different kinds of malwares. Then there's another concept called Malware Advance. This is not included in the CH curriculum by EC Council, but we have added this as a special bonus topic so that you can understand how malwares are written in programming languages. So what we'll do is we'll teach basics of Python 3 programming, and then I'll show you how you can write a keylogger. A keylogger is a spyware which, once installed in the target system, can capture all the keystrokes. So whatever usernames or passwords or whatever you type on your system, the hacker can clearly see those using a keylogger. So I'll practically show you how you can create your own keylogger using Python 3 programming. After that, we have network penetration testing, where we learn the common network attacks that happen in real-time scenarios, like man-in-the-middle attacks, sniffing attacks, denial of service attacks, and hacking Wi-Fi routers and all that. After that comes social engineering, where I'll show you how hackers create phishing emails and phishing links to get the usernames and password credentials of victims. As a basic small practical, let me show you how I can create a fake Instagram page. So what I'll do is I'll go to my Kali operating system at the moment. Just a second, guys. Again, don't worry about the practical of how I'm doing it because this might be a bit technical, but let me just show you how this is done. It's not even going to take 5 minutes for me to create a fake Instagram page at the moment. So, okay. Localhost colon 8080, hosting it on my own device. And now, yeah. So now I have a fake Instagram page hosted on my website, on my own local server. Okay. Now, if I open the official website of Instagram and the original one, you might not be finding much differences. So if you notice, I have an Instagram page. Now, this is not the official one. The official one would look quite similar to that. If I go to Instagram, this is how the official page looks like. Okay. And this is the one which I've created. Now, in such a page, if I enter any credentials, let's say rohan123@gmail.com, and password, let's say any password of your choice, guys, that you want to give me. Or let's say give something like Monica, M-O-N-I-C-A. Oh, I guess I've spelled that wrong. M-O-N-I-C-A. Let's say 67890. Okay, some random password. Once I click on login, you can notice now this redirects me to the original Instagram page. So the user might think, okay, maybe I've entered my password wrong or something. That's why I got the same page again. But no, internally, your passwords were sent to the attacker's machine. Okay, so if I open up that page, let me show you the passwords which I've entered. I click new terminal, cat space, usernames. And you can notice these are all the passwords I got from the previous users. And in the end, I can see the credentials which I've entered in the last. Okay, not just for Instagram, you can do this for any site, cdspace.org. If I type ls, you can do it for Amazon, Apple, Bitcoin, GitHub, LinkedIn, Messenger, Microsoft, whatever it be. Again, even if it is not listed over here, you can do an exact replica of any site. So if I show you, let's say, I'll just open up any random website over here in URL, let's say your college website or something, URL login.php, HTTP. Now I just have a few different random login pages over here. Let's say, let me just select any random page.
So this is applicable even for the SSL sites, sir, where HTTPS has been enabled.
Whatever it be, even it is SSL or HTTPS, whatever it be, this is applicable for anything. Okay. Let me take an HTTPS site for your confirmation. Let's go with HTTPS SSL. I need a PHP login page. Let's say I have this one at the moment. Okay, something like digicert.com. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this whole page, Control A, Control C, and I just minimize my browser for the time being. Let me create a fake page. So I'll open up my terminal now again. SE Toolkit is the tool I'll be using. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1 second, guys. 1, 2, 3. 133. Okay, this is the website that I'm cloning, digicert.com, and yep, cloned. Now it's done. So now, if I go to my browser, and if I go to my IP 192.168.1.33, at the moment I'm hosting it on my own local private IP. And if you notice, this is the same page that I have, the digicert. Okay, this is not the official one. Okay, the official one is something else. Let me show the official one. digicert login.php.
So that means this close the entire web page, entire web application, only the login page generally.
Only the login page. You can also, if you want to clone the whole entire web page, you can also clone that. There's other tools for that. But in social engineering, what attackers do is they only clone the official login page. Now, this is the original one that I have, and this is the fake one. And as you can notice, there is no difference at all between the two pages. Okay, and if I enter any credentials, who was asking me the question, guys? Any person who has asked me a question? Was it David?
I was the one that asked about this thing.
Oh, Ganesh, yeah. Right? Okay. Yeah. Let me enter something over here like Ganesh 12345@gmail.com. Any password that you want to specify, Ganesh, of your choice?
DurgaSoft.
Okay, DurgaSoft. 5678, whatever it be. DurgaSoft@123455. Sign in. And now you will notice this will redirect me to the original page. So the user might think, maybe I've entered the credentials wrong, but internally, if you go to the official website, I mean, if you go back to your Kali machine, I get the credentials in clear text. Okay, so whoever you send that URL to, if they enter their credentials in that, you get the credentials in clear text to your machine. Okay, again, very basic practicals that I can show you in our limited time. But yeah,
this is only local host out of the local network.
This is what I've shown you is local. Again, for publicly, I can also host this on a public site using tools like NGRock. NGRock allows you to host websites on public, and you can tunnel them from public to your local host machines. So it allows you tunneling from public websites to your local machine.
So for example, if you say you want to host locally, example for is Java app, okay, does the tool understand? Okay, I need to host in a Tomcat or a JBoss or .NET application?
It doesn't matter whether it be Java or whatever it be. All it needs is login page, whether it be login.asp or JSP or PHP. If you have a login page, it will automatically clone that and host it on its own server, which is an Apache server. Okay, I'm running this in my Kali machine, where Kali has an Apache server. So it will host it on its own Kali Apache server. Okay, all you need is a PHP page or a JSP page or an ASP page, a login page. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Someone asked me a question in the chat as well. Raju, free CEH book. Okay. Thanks, Raju. Thanks for sharing that. Could be helpful for someone. Raju has shared some free CEH book online. Google Drive link. Whoever wants to download that, I guess they can download. Okay. Anyways, coming back to our presentation. Yeah. So after social engineering, we'll be learning about web application penetration testing, where I'll show you all the common vulnerabilities that exist on websites. Okay, using these vulnerabilities, only hackers try to deface websites or get access to the internet database servers. Now, we won't be going with all the top 10 vulnerabilities because CEH is not going to cover that. There's a separate course for that called web application pen testing. But in CEH, we'll cover the most basic vulnerabilities like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, file upload vulnerability, and so on. We'll be also learning about a tool called Burp Suite, which is a proxy tool which is very commonly used in organizations for web application pen testing. Okay. After that, we come to vulnerability assessment, where I'll be showing a very important tool called Metasploit framework to perform penetration testing. Once you find a vulnerability, you have to use an exploit and attack that target using that exploit. And that is done using a framework called Metasploit framework. And we'll learn about that in vulnerability assessment class. Finally, we have hacking mobile phones, where I'll show you how to hack into any Android phone using a malware, whether that be Android 7, 8, 8.1, or 10, or whatever it be. Okay. Now, after all this is done, we go with maintaining access, where I'll show you how you can maintain persistent connections with the target so that even if they restart their system, you maintain a connection. Finally comes reporting, where I'll show you how you can generate reports and submit it, or how you can clear the traces as well. So in SS, you can also see there's a report option. So you can create a report in such a format. Okay, a custom report, generate report. Again, I'll be showing you other methods as well. And this is how your reports usually look like. So if you're a completely new fresher to penetration testing, your job would be to monitor the network, and then you create a report and submit it to the higher penetration testers. So I'll be showing you both the methods, how reports are generated, how scanning is done with automated and manual methods as well. And then also how to clear traces, how hackers try to remove all the evidences, how they delete the log files and stuff. Okay, so yep, that's it for the demo session, guys. Nothing more. Again, a few intricate details which I might have missed out. Again, before we start the course, we'll have first 2 or 3 sessions on introductory classes, where I teach you basics of virtualization. Okay, because we're using a tool called VMware. So on my base machine, I have Windows 11 running. On top of this, I'm running a tool called VMware. This VMware gives me the capability to run multiple operating systems on my base machine. So if you notice over here, this is my VMware tool. And I'll be sharing all the tools with you over Google Drive for free. You don't have to pay anything for the tools. We'll be using all the paid tools itself, okay, the cracked versions of them too, okay, so that you can understand how these tools are used in organizations. Okay, so we'll be running all these different operating systems, a Kali operating system, Windows operating system as target machine. I'll be sharing all the files. After lab setup is done, then we go in basics of networking concepts. Okay, because networking is very important for CEH. I'll be teaching the very basics of networking, like IP addresses, subnet mask, DHCP, DNS protocol, again, IPv6 addresses, and so on. After all those concepts are covered, then we go with basics of Linux and Windows commands. Linux is very important, guys, because your Kali machine is a Linux operating system, as you notice. The reason why we're using this is this comes this comes pre-installed with all the penetration testing tools. Okay, so it's important for us to learn all this. Once we are done with all these first 2, 3 introductory classes, then we dive into the footprint, which is information gathering. Okay, so if I missed out anything from the presentation, you can take a quick look at this. Okay, I guess DurgaSoft is going to share this with you. If you have any technical queries, one second, someone is asking me something. No, we don't teach OSCP as of now, but we are going to add that soon as well. At the moment, we're only teaching it from EC Council, CEH. Okay, but definitely sometime in the future, we're going to add OSCP as well. No worries. Okay, coming back to this. Again, guys, if you have any technical questions, you can ask me now, or if you have any other queries later, you can ask me directly on my number over here. Or if you have any questions regarding the course fees or the batch allotment, you can directly contact DurgaSoft. There's a new batch starting from tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the evening. So there'll be a first class tomorrow at 8 p.m. If you're interested to join, please inform DurgaSoft and you can join the course or join the classes from tomorrow itself. Okay. Secondly, the course duration is for 1 month. Okay. You'll have a class from Monday to Friday every day for 1 hour, and this will last for 1 month.
How about weekends, sir? Weekends, you have, are there any new weekend batch started?
As of now, there are no weekend batches, guys. There's only weekday batches at 8 p.m. in the night. Maybe next month, if possible, we'll add a weekend batch as well. But as of now, there's no availability for weekend.
Okay. So you want to cover the entire CS content generally. So I can able to even crack the CS exam also by this course.
Definitely. By the end of the course, I'll also be sharing some dumps as well if possible. So we can go through those also. And again, this pass guarantee at DurgaSoft, if you want to write the certification, we can assist you on that.
So what are the other levels we have apart from the CH? CH is like
yeah, CH is from basic to intermediate level. After that, you have courses like ECSA and web application pen testing. Okay, well, in web application pen testing, you specifically learn all the advanced vulnerabilities on websites. So this is an advanced course. After this, if you want to go as a licensed penetration tester, you can go with ECSA and L. Those are higher level courses. Okay. If you're interested in forensic side, there's CHFI, Certified Hacking Forensics Investigator. CHFI is for forensics part. Depends on your interest. If you want to learn about penetration testing on websites specifically, you can go with web application pen testing. For all around, as a penetration tester for organizations, not for websites though, for the servers or for VAPT, Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing, you can go with ECSA. Okay. And for forensic side, you can go with CHFI, the advanced course. Okay. CH is basics. After CH, you can choose whichever you want to. Web application pen testing or ECSA or CHFI.
So you're teaching us both in this sessions at the moment? Both CS,
No,
web
as of no. As of now, as I've told you, this is only for CH. The whole 1 month course is only for CH. After CH is done, if anyone is interested, we can take the web application pen testing classes as well separately.
Sir, how job openings?
Again, cyber security is a very booming field, guys. How network administration or databases were 5 years back, CE certified cyber security is in that phase right now. Okay, so there's a very high demand in cyber security jobs as of now. Since the lockdown has become this, there's a high rate of increase in cyber threats. Okay, because there's a higher increase in amount of financial transactions as well. Okay, so every business is shifting to online. Every organization is shifting to online. With that, there's a need increase in security as well. So therefore, job opportunities are very well. So if you're good enough, you're done with the course and certifications. And if you're skilled, you can attend interviews. And getting a job is not that tough. To be frank, though, there's a lot of competition. Everyone is shifting to cybersecurity right now. So I won't lie to you that there's no competition. There is a lot of competition in this. So depending on that, if you're skilled, getting a job is not tough at all. It's very easy. Okay. All we can do is take you, we can land you an interview. We get references, we get requirements. So we keep posting that in the DURGASOFT portal as well for a requirement for that job. Okay. And you can start applying from those portals itself directly.
Sir, fee structure?
Again, guys, you would have to contact DURGASOFT for that, for the correct structure. But as far as I know, the course is for 8,000 rupees for the whole CEH.
With the certificate, sir?
No, certification is completely different. This is only for the course, guys. With the certification, that will be a separate charge. That amount directly goes to EC Council itself. And that is usually around $500. But again, we might get a few concessions as well. So on an average of $450 to $500. Once you pay that to EC Council directly, you can try taking the test or the CH examination. And when you take that, there's pass guarantee, so that no wastage of amount is done. So whenever you're taking the exams, just let us know. We will arrange the session, we will arrange the slot for you, and we will be there to assist you. So that there's pass guarantee.
So official ethical hacking courses will be released by EC Council, I mean to say.
Yeah, EC Council is the one who has released a course called CEH, and we are training.
Sorry, sir. I mean to say, like, this is, I mean, all the hacking courses are released by officially by EC Council.
Yeah, or EC Council. There's two organizations. One person in the chat asked for offensive security. So there's one called EC Council, and there's another one called offensive security. EC Council is one of them. Okay, and then there's another one called offensive security. Offensive security courses are completely practical. Okay, and therefore that is why people don't prefer offensive security much in India. But again, since it is practical, it also has a higher value as of now. But compared to EC Council, as a whole, the whole market is on EC Council because a certification is a lot cheaper, firstly, and it is multiple choice based question. It's a lot easier as well. Course content is same, but they go with EC Council offensive security. Course contents are same, the topics you learn are same, everything is same. The exam is where it makes a difference. In EC Council, there's a practical and theoretical exam you can choose. In offensive security, there's only a practical exam. There's no way you can write a theoretical exam.
Okay. So I assume that I'm currently an web application developer. So generally, when I say a web application developer, if I think in terms of security standpoint, also that adds a value in an organization, right? Generally. Definitely,
yeah, exactly. So if you're a web application developer, I would recommend you go with both the courses, CH and web application penetration testing, so that you can understand what vulnerabilities exist in websites. To understand, so that would add a value to your existing job, because you would be good in security side as well, rather than just development.
Okay. And I just want to understand, like, are there any many people say that Linux is difficult in hacking. I mean, Mac is difficult in hacking. I mean, I'm not sure about it.
Since it's completely new, people find it difficult to understand. But guys, once you understand the foundational concepts of how this terminal works, what is the file architecture, and what are the basic commands that you use in Linux, it's not that tough at all. Since it's completely new, people find it complicated. That's why they find it tough. Okay, but if you understand the concept, if you understand the logic properly, it's not at all that tough. You have commands, you need to memorize a few commands, not a few, to be frank, a lot of commands actually. So you might have to put your memory to it to use. Okay. Other than that, it's not that tough. Once you get the hang of it, you'll find Linux very easy. Okay. Comparatively, a lot better than Windows also sometimes.
Okay. So Bootcali is the only platform we get all sort of a tools where you can able to practice this thing, or is it used in what you call in
it is one of the options. Kali is the leading one. So Kali, if you go to the official website kali.org, this is the leading one. You have others as well. Parrot, Samurai, Black Hat was older one. Okay. But Kali, Parrot, Samurai, there's a lot. Okay. But usually when we take on a course for teaching and all, we prefer Kali.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys, for anyone else?
Sir, what is the difference between you and EC Council? We can take directly to that council only, no, sir. Why should take here, sir?
Definitely, you can take it through EC Council directly as well, but the charge is $800. And again, they will show there's no live classes. They'll have recorded sessions. You can access those recorded sessions and can go through them as well. But when you go with a course first and certification through a third party, it's a lot cheaper. You only have to pay for the certification rather than going for the whole course where they charge a lot more extra for that.
It's globally recognized, sir, your certificate?
Not my certificate. Who's asking the question? Is it Manwant?
Yes, sir.
Manwant, you're just doing the course with us. When you do the certification, you get the certificate from EC Council only. Are you getting my point? You're just learning the course from us, and then you'll apply for the exam EC Council, and you'll get certified from EC Council now. It's just that you're not learning from them, you're learning from us, is what is the difference. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you're done with the course, we will register you with EC Council on, and you write the certification directly without again learning from them all the concepts. You're learning from us directly.
So I have one final question. Like, see, I have developed a full-fledged web application. Okay. So if I want to authenticate to my client saying that okay, this is a secure application or not, so I have to think in a sort of a, I mean, like a Apache server level or application level or a database level. Like,
there's different vulnerabilities, Ganesh. So as I've told you, when you go with web application pen testing, you can notice there's not just one. So when you talk about SQL injection, these are database level vulnerabilities. When you talk about cross-site scripting, these are JavaScript vulnerabilities. So we try to inject a JavaScript. Okay. Then when we talk about CSRF is where you try to modify a web page, modify a HTML page, and send that HTML page to the victim. And if he clicks on it, automatically his password changes. So you're not looking at one level, you're looking at all around structure of the web application. Database side, front end, back end, whatever it is.
Okay.
CH is better or OSCP is better, sir?
Again, guys, there's no comparison between both of them. CEH is a bit easier compared to OSCP because in CH you have a 3-hour theoretical exam. OSCP is a 12-hour practical exam. We have to crack it. So it's a bit tough compared to CEH. Okay. But as I've told you, since people, again, whatever certification it be, if you're skilled enough, see, certification doesn't matter, is my concept. Okay. If you're skilled enough, if you can perform a few web application vulnerabilities, pen testing, if you register in a few websites like bug bounty sites. So if you go to websites, you have something called Bugcrowd or HackerOne and so on. These are bug bounty sites where you can register and you can find vulnerabilities on websites. Let me open this one first. This Bugcrowd platform. If you just register in this, and if you go to products, programs, not products, programs. In programs, you'll find the listing of all the various organizations.
Sir, but in real-time problems, OSCP will help now.
Sorry. That is why, right? In OSCP, you're writing a practical exam. Whatever you're learning practically, that same thing you're applying there. In CH also, we are teaching the same practical part for you. Okay. But the examination that we do is will be on theoretical part. Okay. Rather than writing a practical exam, you're writing a theoretical exam. That's the only difference. Nothing more than that. And again, coming back to this bug fraud, as I was telling, this is a bug bounty site, okay, where different organizations upload their website over there, and they say, if you can find a vulnerability on our website, we're going to pay you for a vulnerability. If it is a low vulnerability, we pay up to $300. If it is a higher vulnerability, which no one could find, we can go as much as up to $25,000 for this website. Okay, there's other websites as well, and you can find a few common websites where the known ones, TripAdvisor, Coca-Cola, HostGator, and so on. Okay, and if you're case skilled enough, you can find vulnerabilities like these. You can include these in your resume. That adds much more value to show that you're skilled. Okay, certification is just an add-on for beginners who can tell that I'm certified, I have that knowledge, just to prove that you have done the course. Okay, so that is like a validation that you're done with the course. To prove your skill, I would recommend you try to perform penetration testing, add those to your resume, and then apply for a job. But again, as I've told you, certification gives an edge over other people who are not certified. Adding these practical things to your resume gives you an extra edge even over certification, is my point. Okay. Hello. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir, there's something called even hardware level security, sir. What does it mean? What does it really link with this hacking?
Sorry, please come again.
I mean, there is something called hardware level security also, right? So we are working on more on software level at the moment. So
those are all firmware level security based for IoT testing and all. What we are learning is only on the software part. There's no hardware firmware security included in CH. That is completely different, guys. Where you're working with devices which can emit a certain frequency. For example, let's say I have a car, a smart car or whatever it be, and I can unlock it with my key, which has a button. Okay, that button emits a certain frequency. Only when that frequency matches, the car door unlocks. What hackers can do is they have their own special devices which can try to replicate that frequency. Okay, now that is a hardware vulnerability. You're not trying to modify any software part over there, but you are trying to hack a smart device, that smart key. Okay, again, that is not included in CH curriculum. We'll have basics of IoT where I teach you how these are being performed. Okay, but not in depth.
So it's coming under IoT category generally.
It comes under the IoT, yes, exactly. It comes in the IoT category.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, guys, for anyone else? Hello.
It's interesting, sir, but I'm thinking about a weekend batch. But already new batch started on weekdays. Like what time is it? I mean, you say showing at a time around.
No. The first class is going to start tomorrow on Monday from 8 p.m. in the evening. So
evening, 8 p.m. Okay.
Yeah, guys. So again, if there's any other technical questions, guys, you can ask me directly on my phone number. If there's any questions regarding the course fees or the course duration, which I've already mentioned. But again, if there's any other questions, you can directly contact DURGASOFT as well. You have their contact. So yeah, that's it, guys, for today's session. Nothing more. So if there's any questions, you can let me know via my phone or email, or you can ask DURGASOFT as well. And yeah, I hope I see you in the session soon someday. Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Same to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Take care.
We'll meet in Monday, 8 a.m.
Sure, Sajid. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye.